I was gonna eat and I was like, no, let me do the video first. Now I'm so hungry. Anyway, hey guys, it's Nana, and today I just wanted to sit down and have a chatty sort of video about new releases versus backlist books and falling for the hype. So I don't have any sort of notes or anything, but it was something I'd been thinking about and I thought I would just open up the forum to you guys. So I'm curious, do you read more new releases, meaning books that have come out in the last year, or do you read more backlist books, meaning everything else? I looked back at my 2014 reading stats on Goodreads and counted up the books that I read that came out in 2014, and I got 19 out of a total of 60 books. So I think, according to my calculator, that's around 32%. It seems that last year at least 1/3 of the books I read, approximately, were released in 2014. And I don't have set TBRs each month. I just kind of finish a book and then see what I feel like reading. I'm a mood reader. Sometimes there will be a lot of buzz about a book and I'll be like, what is that all about? That's intriguing, and I'll want to know what people are talking about, so I'll pick it up. Also, listening to podcasts like the Book Riot podcast and just following a lot of bookish people on Twitter, I hear about a lot of new books. So if something sounds interesting, I'll put it on my TBR, and of course, you know, if I hear someone talking about a book and praising it really highly, I'll want to read it. The book that I'm currently reading right now, A Little Life, came out I think a couple months ago and people have just been raving about it, so I was like, I have to pick this book up. Last month I read all new releases, and there are a bunch of books on my TBR that I've been meaning to pick up for ages, and I kind of feel like the new releases that I'm picking up keep bumping them down the list. Like, I've been meaning to read A Tree Grows in Brooklyn for like a year now, and just various things have bumped it up the list, and then I thought maybe I'd pick it up after I finished The Mime Order, but then I got A Little Life and it's huge. It's like 700 pages, so I'm like, okay, that's not happening for a while. Also, just a heads up, my April wrap-up might be like 2 minutes long because at the pace I'm going, I feel like A Little Life is the only book that I might finish this month, but that's neither here nor there. So I'm wondering if you guys pay attention to new releases at all, or do you not keep track of that, keep up with it? If a book has just come out, do you wait until it has a few reviews and see what other people think before deciding to pick it up? I feel like sometimes the early reviews can be really, really positive, and then once there starts to be more reviews and different opinions, then it sort of settles into maybe what the true average rating would be. And then, how do you guys deal with hype? I know sometimes the hype will really make me want to pick up a book and just join in on the conversation and see what everyone's talking about, and other times I'm like, ugh, I cannot pick up that book because everyone is talking about it, so I want to have nothing to do with it, and I might be missing out on something really great just because the hype has turned me off. So I go both ways. Sometimes the hype sucks me in, and other times the hype makes me want to have nothing to do with it. So I'm curious where you fall on that spectrum. How do you feel about calling things the next insert really popular book here? You know, like calling The Girl on the Train the next Gone Girl. Do you find that helpful, or does that drive you crazy? For me, it started to drive me crazy. I think particularly surrounding books being called the next Gone Girl, just because I don't feel like they've lived up, and I think sometimes that label can be really misleading. So, you know, it's like trickery. It's like, you can't say that if it's not true. For things that are very subjective, like books, you know, I feel like it's pretty dangerous because not everyone has the same opinions about books. So let me try and wrap this up before I go on another tangent. But basically, talk to me about backlist versus frontlist books. Do you keep up with new releases? Is that mostly what you read, or no? Let me know what the case is. How do you feel about hype? Do you get sucked in, or do you try to avoid it? And also, how do you feel about labeling things as the next blah blah blah? I hope some of that made sense and this wasn't quite so rambly, but I did just want to have a little chat, so hopefully you guys will have some stuff to tell me in the comments below. Oh yeah, if you ever have any video ideas that you want me to do, I'd love to take them in the comments below. I keep a list of videos that I might want to film someday, so If you ever have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. I'll add them to the list and see what I can do. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you got through this kind of all over the place video. If you want to talk to me elsewhere, I'm on Twitter and Instagram and Goodreads, and I will leave all of my links down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!